Would like to give you a break from me and warmly introduce Professor Alexander Paz from the School of Civil and Environmental Engineering to talk about his academic mentor experiencing. I'm going to stop sharing, and Alex, feel free to share your slides.
Thank you, Susan. Good morning, everybody. Let me share my slides. All right, so I have prepared a few slides with information about my experience. I have prepared 3 examples. They are very similar, so I will go probably in a little bit more detail over the first example, and I will go faster on the second and third because it's almost identical. And the first one is a little bit the best example, or the one where we got the most results, so the most contributions. So this is a project for TMR. It is regarding mobility as a service. If you haven't heard about mobility as a service, it is basically a new platform that is under development in multiple places, multiple metropolitan areas throughout the world, to facilitate people to get access to all modes of transportation in a single application. And as you can imagine, agencies such as TMR are interested in this because it improves the quality of service and also helps with some negative externalities around transportation. The internship was 6 months. A PhD student from transportation engineering was helping us with this project during the internship. In this case, as well as the next 2 examples, the background of the student was very consistent with the projects, and that helped us with the success of the internships. So the student was working not on mobility as a service, but it has been working on travel behavior, and the core of this project was also travel behavior as regarding mobility as a service. So some of the outcomes that we got was analysis of data that TMR provided to us. We did the statistical analysis. We come up with insights from that analysis. We wrote a report together with TMR, and out of that report, we come up with a paper, which is also a book chapter that is currently under review. And the student was working for her thesis, was developing software to do the analysis, and we were able to add some capabilities to that software as part of this analysis. So the student benefit because she can also use that for her own thesis. And then we are currently in the negotiation of 2 relevant projects as part of this internship, but also, as you can imagine, is also part of loan activities that we have been working with TMR regarding behavior in general, travel behavior. What else can I tell you? Well, for the student was able to interact closely with the client, with TMR, multiple ways, emails, meetings. She got direct feedback from TMR, and she's still getting, even though the internship is complete, she's still getting some feedback from TMR on multiple aspects, especially regarding future work that she's not going to be involved, but she's super curious about what we are planning to do. So we invite her to the meetings where we are negotiating the 2 projects that I just mentioned to you. I gave a lot of feedback to the student, especially before the meetings, on how to prepare the material that we were showing as progress, and also on how to deliver the reports. For a very simple example, I asked her to move to the appendix all the theory, all the mathematics, all the equations, and having the body of the document, mostly the analysis, the results, and the insights that were likely to be of interest for TMR. All right, the second project, it's for the Brisbane City Council. Also a PhD student from transportation engineering, 6 months internship. The student is working on signals with my colleague Chisbaskar, and we needed somebody to help us with bus priority, also using signals. So his thesis originally was not including priority, any type of priority. It was just signals, mostly RAM meters. And I didn't have somebody to help me with this project, so I talked to Achis and I offered this internship to his student. And the student has done a fantastic job. And now he has included this aspect of signals into his thesis, so that he can make things count more than once. Basically, everything from the internship goes to his thesis, so he benefits from the experience, from the time, the resources that he got. We got data, we got unique access to actual signal settings that otherwise we wouldn't have. It's not common to get that type of information, and now he has that, and he will benefit from that. Outcomes were very similar to the ones described before. We also work on software, scripts. We did analysis, we delivered a report. We don't have yet a paper. Eventually will happen, but we need more work. And given that the student has adopted this topic in his thesis, then of course that will help with the publication. And we are currently negotiating, not to, I just copy from the previous slide, one report, one project, future project with BCC as part of this internship. The last example is also a project for TMR. This is about safety. And the project requires a strong background in statistics. So I talked to my colleague, Paul Corey from Mathematical Science, and he offered the internship to one of his students, 6 months internship, also very successful. We got data from TMR, we did the analysis, wrote a report, and currently negotiating one project, not two projects. Again, I copy pasted. One project with TMR to continue working in this subject. In this case, the student has not decided and is not going to most likely use outcomes from the internship in his thesis, but at some point we'll have a publication together. All right, so the level of involvement, Susan asked me to talk a little bit about this. Basically, the level I handle these projects very similar to the way that I handle masters or PhD, but obviously everything is compact. Everything is faster, and other than that, I met with the students regularly, or mostly once a week. Another difference is that they interact with the industry partner more often than otherwise. Sometimes they don't interact at all with industries partners, even if the industry partner is paying for the masters or the PhD. In these cases, they do. It's just a little bit more urgent for the industry partners in these three examples that I showed you to get results and to see how we are making progress. So level of involvement, relatively little, a little bit more intense than masters and PhD. And then again, for me, in the three cases, the success was because the students were working already in topics that were super relevant for the project. So that helped me a lot. I will recommend people to do your best to get that type of background. And I'm talking also regarding my clients, my industry partners, right? The different industry partners may be different, but in my case, it was critical. For the students, I kind of already mentioned to you, they interact more with the industry partners. They get feedback from them. Sometimes the feedback is very little but important about the presentation of the information, about consistency, for example, consistency with the colors, consistency with the formatting. I give that type of feedback to students no matter what. You probably do the same thing, and they it takes a lot of repetitions to get that clear, but when they hear from others, especially from the industry, they sort of realize that it's very important for everybody. So that type of feedback was very good. I was super happy that they get this very similar comments to the one that I was giving them, because it make a difference basically. For us, well, for me, it was an opportunity to handle needs for industry partners that I work on a regular basis with them, and they needed help. So it helped me to deliver quickly and effectively and attract additional resources and make things count more than once in almost every single case, because we got data, we got resources, we got information, and we use that in the students, in the two cases, in the students' thesis. And now we are discussing future work with them. The experience working with GRED was fantastic. It's easy, not that much paperwork, very flexible with almost every single thing. I don't have any suggestion on how they can make it better or easier for us. I think it's wonderful the way it's working. Congratulations, very good job, Susan. And that's all what I have, I think. Oh, one last comment, sorry. It's that some people, and I have heard from colleagues and also from the students, may think that the students' graduation gets delayed because they have to put on pause their research, right, to work on the internship. And to some extent, that's true. But at the same time, if the topics match, they can make things count more than once, as I have been explaining. And in my case, at least, every single student needs more time. Even without the internship, they need more time. And this is a mechanism also to get them a little bit more time, get them more experience, and get them opportunities to benefit from the internship and also make connections with the industry. So I think it's positive in every single sense. I am coming from a very different environment, and where I am coming from, there is no limit for the students to finish. And I that's the training that I got, and that's what I was doing before coming to QUT 4 years ago. And I kind of miss that. So the internship is, again, a little opportunity to, if needed, to provide more flexibility to the students to complete their studies. All right, that's all what I have. And I think the questions will be at the end.